Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope you're having a great day out there in the Hexaco. If you're new to Hexaco, welcome, welcome as well. Hopefully you bright throw some sunshine in that dumpster fire. We get dumpster fiery from time to time. No worries though. It's only 2 more weeks, as they say, until glory, and we're gonna keep going. Gonna keep going. We're gonna pump the music up. We're gonna pump everything up. Just imagine music. I don't like playing music on the show. You know what? I'm gonna play the music. We're gonna do. If you're here early, you're getting rockets up. Here we go. It's a great one. That is a great rockets up. I believe Paul sent me the full video, and I may have to upload that and play it sometime as well. But pretty fun shot, Paul. Appreciate that, by the way. Not on Telegram very often. I try to avoid it, but every once in a while, yeah, check in. But do not expect to be messaging on Telegram. Do not expect to message back. It's one of those avoid as much as possible. However, today, I've been doing a lot of research over the weekend. Got some fun stuff. I got a lot of amazing stuff. Discovered a new superpower. Got a new research tool to allow me to expand and talk about even more interesting things. Feeding it data, letting me some interesting further ideas and stuff as well. This is information you're probably not going to get on any other channel. I feel like I've got some interesting stuff to talk about. So some of the stuff I've talked about before, some of it with some new nuance, and a lot of things that may be coming up for next big moves on PulseChain 4. Sir Richard Hart, PulseChain devs, some of it even conflicting with community projects. I said before that I don't think Richard cares too much about what the community builds as far as changing his plans. If he has plans for a wallet, he's going to build a wallet. If he has plans for margin trading, exchange, whatever it is, whatever money protocol it is, he's going to build it. And again, that doesn't take away from any community efforts. There's a lot of great community efforts going on out there. They're on the show from time to time as well, talking about it. And block explorers, we got a ton of new block explorers from the community recently as well. RHMax block explorer, probably gonna be pretty good as well. So again, it's not that he doesn't like to see the community build stuff. It's just that if you were to imagine he has plans, they a vertical integration all these different ways, then they probably don't change based on what the community is doing. I'll say it like that. So I'll put the link in the chat for this one. If you've been watching the show for a while, you've probably seen it quite a few times at this point. I've talked about it. I'm the first person to talk about it. I know other people have covered it from time to time as well, both on X and on YouTube. But this is something that really fun, kind of forgotten in a way, and very easy to riff on as far as just like fun stuff that could be coming to PulseChain. So this is something posted around 3 years ago or so that Richard talked about during he was hiring devs and all that stuff. A list of things that ideals, things that could be coming for PulseChain. I did entire streams riffing on each and every one of these, probably more than one as well. However, I think the coolest thing, and doing some research and all this stuff as well, is talking about which ones, some things already happened. PulseChain's already launched. PulseX already launched. Some of these are more or less relevant here too, but been a lot of rambling too, especially on the wallet and the privacy features and stuff like that Richard talked about that I think are worth discussing too. And I've watched a lot of content. I've got a lot of data, a lot of tweets, a lot of the last 3 or 4, 5 videos or so that Richard has talked about. It's hard to really put it together in a way where you're able to get a full picture of what's going on. Again, guys, super vague on purpose. So that's why I think it's so interesting to really, if you're able, like I think I'm able to really hone in on some interesting key points that really could give us some indications of like what's already done. if you think about, if you don't know much about development, I've written code up to development projects and Go Real DeFi and Faucet and all this stuff before. They even have a chatbot coming out for PulseChain support. You never know. Although I've got started doing more debating lately. It seems like that's going to take up probably it's debate season. That may take up some time as well. But on development, a lot of times you have beta products, right? You have test nets. You have things that aren't public that allow you to test things and try out things and modify and do changes and do different forks and branches and all this stuff before you actually deploy it onto the mainnet where it's public. All these test nets can be private, they can be public test nets, all these different things. So there's different ways to keep development kind of in-house while still being able to try things and see how they're going to work and maybe run models and figure out what happens if I put $10 billion in the PulseChain. What happens if new stablecoin launches and people are minting and doing all this stuff? What happens if a new if this wallet gets a ton of demand and a ton of people using it? So you all know Richard's, again, if you've been following, especially the last 2 or 3 years, MO is privacy. Decentralization, privacy. Two of the most core fundamental values that Richard talks about ad nauseum all the time. Especially everyone's like, oh, please tweet about bullish stuff instead of so much, privacy and fighting against bad bills and all this stuff too. I think, so again, the stream, I think I'm going to break it down to 2 or 3 different streams. This first part, I want to talk more about the wallet and talk more about on the PulseX side. So if you're looking at the tweet too, you can see that, let me zoom in here just a little bit. I didn't really zoom in much, but on here clearly says wallet, replace MetaMask and Electron. I wouldn't worry too much about Electron app for cross-platform. That may or may not happen. I mean, I don't know, I say that, but it's like, yeah, I mean, it could be Electron app, which would, I don't think it'll actually, yes, MetaMask, Electron app. Is there? I think there's just a browser extension. Let's see, it's just an extension. Can be used with Electron apps, yeah. So MetaMask, browser extension, mobile app, all that stuff too. On this, wallet is the third thing. I don't know if these are in priority, but if you think about PancakeSwap 4, you already have that. It's PulseX. PulseX, amazing, by the way. I'm going to talk about PulseX in a bit too. Coin rankings out for PRC20s. He's already talked about, I mean, Richard's already known the gatekeeping that was really big back then too. What if there's a coin ranking site, right? Like, why not have a place that it fairly ranks us? Again, the community, there's some different community options for that as well. Would you be shocked if Richard tweets, it appears a new coin ranking site, the Fairly Ranks Hex, has launched, and it's, whatever, pulsemarket.cap.com, like whatever your name. I'm sure it'll be something that nobody can know ahead of time and squat and all that stuff too. But that would be, that's on the list of things. And it doesn't look like this throwaway piece either. So that's something we haven't seen. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about, what if Richard launches his own core market? Because okay, this ties really well into marketing, right? Always talk about marketing. We need to do more marketing. We need to do more SEO. That is the key to getting people good information, good news articles. Again, how do you combat bad news articles? You have more good news articles. You have more truth. You have more better perspectives, less hit pieces, or you have so much good stuff it overshadows the the things that are less honest and just biased and all that stuff too. So having that kind of thing, and if it's popular, so it doesn't have to be PulseChain related. It could literally be a clone of. I mean, why not launch a clone of CoinMarketCap and just make it rank Hex fairly and PulseChain and all the coins, stuff like that, and put all the PulseChain coins and stuff on there too, in addition to everything else. Why can't you do it? Like, why? It doesn't seem that hard, right? I mean, you've got of course, this isn't something that everyone's going to use, and it's going to overtake CoinMarketCap. Maybe not, but I don't think that's the point. The point would be to have it to, again, be a place where people can go get good information, all that stuff. We already seen it with PulseChain.com. Like, who saw this coming? Who called PulseChain.com looking like a real blockchain website instead of what it previously used to look like? Let's do Wayback Machine. To have used Wayback Machine, pretty cool. So PulseChain.com. Look at it back in, let's do April 2nd. This is what PulseChain looks like. Almost 2 years after launch. It still looks like it just launched. Is there a benefit to that? Yeah, maybe. But I think people, you know, when you're going to onboard people, they don't want to see this, oh, this new thing that, you know, how to use it. All right, there's some links here. You know, it kind of looks very experimental, kind of looks very, you know, looking back on this, it's hard to see because we're like, oh yeah, that's just the way it is. We didn't really pay much attention to PulseChain.com. Who went to PulseChain.com, right? Unless you're onboarding people. Nobody in the community went to PulseChain.com, although it was a great site with lots of good information. It's kind of underrated. It's kind of like, funny enough, a hidden gem, because even here, it's got linked to docs, although we could use it like I want to see like some morale style, like some really good developer docs and stuff too, but for just like PulseChain from like the official devs. That'd be cool one day if we saw that. And then to get data for your applications, please use one of the GraphQL front ends. It talks about the subgraphs and all those pieces too. Become a validator, points to the launch pad. It's also beacon checkpoint. Let's see. How did I miss that? I don't think the last time I went to checkpoint. Checkpoint.pulsechain. Anyone in the chat, let me know if you've ever been to this URL. I think I was there around the time of launch, but I don't think I've been there since. Wow, I feel like a blast from the past on this. So beacon chain checkpoint sync provider. So kind of like a block explorer, but it's let me get you a better explanation. So this is a fork of, or just a deployed version of checkpoints. So yeah, let me get you better. Let's do this. Again, I'm going to get you a good definition of this. So let me go to chat. Let's do Beacon Explorer versus this. Yeah, so basically Block Explorer versus checkpoint sync endpoint. So you got Beacon Chain. I think that's what we have a fork. Was this? We used to have this fork. Yeah, that was the validator one. Yeah, so we had this running, but yeah, it went down. It never was like it was like missing some features, or for some reason this went down. This was the what was that? Was that beacon.pulsechain.com? Let me see. I think it was. Yeah, beacon.pulsechain.com. Which now, actually, I haven't been to this site for a while. I'm discovering new things here. Okay. Beacon now points to validator tools, which points to the launchpad and validator dashboard. And I've never been to this site. What is cool? Multi-chain gas tracker API. Okay, so like data stuff. That's cool. /pulse. So we're on PulseChain. I did not know we had this. This is cool stuff. I'm going to have to do some research to learn more about this myself. See, we have all these support things. Everyone's like, oh, no one supports PulseChain. We get delisted. We get all this stuff. By the way, don't forget Uniswap relisted Hex. Just want to throw that out there. The biggest DEX in trading and all that stuff, whether you like them or not, they relisted Hex. So we're back on Uniswap. You can swap the Hex. That was not a thing for a long time, but for like 2 years, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, but it was some wild thing. So that is cool. So Beacon has it. So Beacon used to go to the Beacon Explorer. Yeah, there we go. That had all these validator stats and tools and stuff. So anyways, Block Explorer so we got Block Explorer versus Sync Endpoint. So this is the track rewards. So Block Explorer, you can use for validator stuff, rewards. Well, that's more of like the Beacon Explorer for the Ethereum Beacon chain. Okay. So sorry, Beacon Explorer. Block Explorer explores the blocks for the blockchain. Beacon Explorer explores the beacon, which is validator stuff and all the block proposals, all that stuff. If you want to be PulseChain validator, by the way, go realdefi.com. Navigation, click validators at the bottom. Got a ton of stuff on that. And then so use cases, and then the Checkpoint Explorer, a light client mechanism introduced in Altair upgrade. Clients can quickly sync to beacon chain by fetching a finalized checkpoint. Okay. Like points to full nodes, processing entire chain. Okay, so light node stuff. Okay. Fasting to beacon chain. So purpose, bootstrap sync for Ethereum clients. Just replace Ethereum with PulseChain. Bootstrap sync. Okay. Interesting. All data. So developer sync a node use checkpoint sync. Developer speaking tools. Okay. Anyways, I'll do some more research into these. But we have checkpoints running. The devs are running checkpoints too. Okay. Very cool. So we have all the stuff. Like we are prepared for boom. Thing go up. Like we got the data. We got the stuff. Let's see. Prism Lighthouse. See Lighthouse. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So this is when you set up validator stuff, you use it. If you use the checkpoint URL, yeah. Very. So we're running at checkpoint at PulseChain. Okay, now I remember now. It's been a long time since I've went to some of these places. So anyways, this is what it used to look like. And while it has a ton of very actionable, good information, now it looks like, whoa, this is nice. This is sexy. This looks like anyone ever even click on some of those stuff like stats, volume, liquidity. Like actually, there's a chart to volume and liquidity. Okay, that's pretty cool. So this is I was telling Gerardo about if Lightbeam had this. Yeah, we can see. Wow, look at that December, 600 mil, and then around 80. Wow, we got down to like 60, 68, around 68 million liquidity in April. Wow, was at the bottom of liquidity. Doubled, almost doubled since then. Amazing. I mean, a lot of prices went up a lot since then too, but volume also, it's like we had some lows for volume not too long ago, just a couple weeks or so ago. Around 10 million volume. Now we're up in the 20s. Pretty good. Well, we're at December 36. It's quite a few things. If you got a developer, this is like really good, boom, information. Here's a configuration for the mainnet and the testnet. You can click the buttons, which I assume will automatically switch your wallet over to it. Smart contracts, what does that go to? Okay, yeah, this is like really good dev information. So that's what I'm looking for. I have not even clicked on developer and went and looked at this. Help tell people how to integrate. This is super good stuff. Like I kind of want to deep dive into this sometime. This like explains a lot of really cool stuff too. Some of these subgraphs. I need to explore the subgraphs more too. These are pretty cool. Yeah. Maybe I'll do an example queries. Yeah, I need to explore this some more as well. But pretty cool. I did a whole thing on like what subgraphs and stuff. I searched RHMax subgraph, or I believe I did. Stream a while back on it. Talked a little bit about it. V1, V2 graphs, hex mining graphs. Okay. Payers graph, bridge graph, all this stuff helps support people building apps to get information quicker and, all that fun stuff. So that's cool. Run a node. Validator installation guide. Oh, points to gammas. I'm on as well, but yeah, it's pointing to gammas validator install as well. So like I said before, gamma's got a lot of great stuff. But if you want another script, I don't know. I kind of go back and forth whether I'm going to keep doing validator stuff. Part of me, it was always like this intellectual thing. And I want to, especially when the chain first launched, I want to support community, helping out validators, all that stuff. However, we got plenty of guides. We got at least 3 or 4 different scripts and guides and stuff. Anyways, if you're interested in validator stuff, go here, click validators, all the videos, and then I should have a link to the scripts in this. Yeah. So tinyurl.com/go-validate. If you go to that, that'll take you to rhmax.org, become PulseChain validator. You used to do all kinds of stuff about that. Look at that, PLS validator. What does that mean? And then the steps, how to do it, and then all the code, videos, and then where's GitHub? Yeah, go on to GitHub. It's got FAQ, it's got scripts, it's got all this fun stuff too. So pretty cool. So I'll set my validator up, and yeah, that was a fun project. But again, it's like, I don't know. I kind of feel like there's going to be, part of me is like, is there going to be this big wave of validators, and I should stay like current, up to date on this stuff, and like, keep supporting the scripts, or should I just retire it and just be like, yeah, you got options. If you want to set one up, you can. I got my scripts, but I just don't support them anymore. I still answer questions. I got a question. I got an email recently that I need to take a look at. Questions about validator stuff. But anyways, little side quest there we went on, but the website looks amazing. Does this not look like a website that you would launch in preparation for price go up? In preparation for, hey, anyone who looks at this website's gonna be, this is pretty cool. I like this. Let me learn more. Right. Just want to remind everyone too. Looks like they added some more options here, didn't they? 24-hour and all this stuff too. From all-time low, Pulse is up 72%. From all-time low, PulseX. Remember when didn't PulseX go down to like, gosh, were we like 4 zeros, like 1.6? It was like in the ones. Yeah, 157 in March. That's crazy. It must have been low. If it's up 337, what was the all-time low then? It's got to be in the low hundreds, right? Is this not all-time low? That's crazy. Ink is up 361% all-time low, and Hex 192.5% on the PulseChain. Scroll down. Look at this. How easy is it to send people to PulseChain.com? How to send them to PulseChain.com? I would send them to Go Real DeFi. I mean, GoPulse still has a ton of great stats. I don't think all these other sites have as well. But really, like, PulseChain.com is looking like the one place to be like, here's how you do all the stuff, like set up wallet, buy PLS. Talks about how to do it with Internet Money, MetaMask, Brave Wallet, buy PLS. It talks about all the different community options we have, the bridge. Any other options? D-Bridge, Llama Swap, All Bridge, Tron to Ethereum. And this is, I don't think a lot of people know about this. Even, I feel like the new people coming on the PulseChain, when we ask them how they get on PulseChain, they're going to be like, oh, it's on the PulseChain website. Like even us, like, creators and people in the community who've been here for a while, we're like, oh, I feel like I'm learning something new, some of these pieces. Like, I've never heard of All Bridge before, the Tron bridge to Ethereum. So Tron to Ethereum. Does that also go to PulseChain? Coming from chain other than Ethereum, first getting to Ethereum. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I'd like some more PulseChain bridges from PulseChain. Even listens Tokens Express here too from Binance. So 2 Ethereum bridges. It's looking like it's listing here, and then 1 from Binance. So pretty cool. That's the tweet right there. Want to come to PulseChain from Ethereum or Binance? These 3 are listed on PulseChain.com. Good tweet. I might tweet that sometime. Pretty cool. All right. So yeah, sorry, I'm going in a few different directions. I think it's interesting though. Chat, you're not getting a lot of love there. Sorry, but I see you. Appreciate you, but I got a lot more to get to in like 15, 20 minutes. All right, we're gonna do 3 minutes chat. We'll do it. Here we go. Welcome. How's it going? Monitor cross chain. I know. Like the thumbnails. I've been getting some more superpowers on thumbnails and everything else. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good for research. Pretty good for media. Pretty amazing. I've been talking about it. Love it. Crypto Toad, how's it going, man? Hex Wizard is here. Remember when RH asked about exchanges for sale? From Wesley Whips. Did he ask about exchanges for sale? You're talking about the recent tweet? Did he say something recently about like maybe mentioning that? Is that what you're talking about? That sounds familiar, but yeah. What if you bought one? What if you made one? Why, if you're a billionaire genius founder guy and you like forking products, making your own thing from it, isn't buying something kind of like forking it? Isn't, M&A, taking something, making it your own? People buy exchanges. People buy, websites. People buy platforms. People buy ownership of things. Why? If I would not be surprised at all if Richard into, this amazing exchange that literally doesn't even have to be PulseChain focused. It can just support PulseChain. So, and have plenty of whales lined up to provide, to do market making and whatever other features, margin trading, all the other stuff that people want to do. Piper's Fresher. That's a classic name. UFO to go. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Greetings from New York. Shout out to New York. How's it going, Bit Finesse? It's itchy today. How's it going? The dryness, the season's changing, all that fun stuff. All right, DJN Hexkins here, 5555. Again, just scrolling quickly. Crypto Toad Max OG, appreciate the content. Bullish. Thank you. I'm bullish as well. Appreciate that, man. Zenith, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Hope you come back on. You will come on Friday? I haven't asked you yet, but if you want to come on Friday, let me know. I got the sloth. The sloth maybe coming on as well. More chains is better. I mean, man, there's things happen. I'm gonna get to PulseX, but it kind of ties into wallet as well. There's some things that can happen with PulseChain. Official PulseChain side is cool because besides the fact the charts don't show between 2014, I wonder why. Don't show before 2024. I didn't notice that. That is interesting. If they don't do that, I wonder why. Interesting. All right, APY Monday. How's it going? Jeez. What's up, Tam? Good to see you. Good to see you. If you want to flex, watch RHMax. Look at that. Nice emojis, man. Awesome. Good stuff. Appreciate y'all. All right. Let's continue. Go back to the list for a minute. Privacy features are interesting too. There could be some zero knowledge proof stuff. I feel like, isn't Ethereum working on some of these things too? I think there's a lot of different privacy stuff. So ZK, there's all kinds of ZK stuff. Zero knowledge basically means it's like you can determine the answer to something without revealing the data or seeing the data. So you can do computations on things. It's actually like really game-changing stuff. Like you can have a secret and know, I don't know, there's all kinds of different scenarios. You can like know that something is what it is without seeing what it is. I know it's a very abstract way, but just go, Google for zero knowledge proof stuff, examples. But that's something that could be good for privacy. Stealth address, maybe stuff around address reuse or tracking, confidential transaction stuff, maybe mixing. Maybe a mixing is hooked up to the wallet or to the platforms. There could be mixing integrated in PulseX. Could be mixing integrated in the wallet. Could be mixing integrated in the bridge. It could be all kinds of different stuff, all kinds of different privacy features. So, I mean, there really could be. I mean, PulseChain is going to be a place where you can do DeFi, you can do privacy, and you can make the mad gains. Like attracting, like who really likes privacy? Whales, right? Want to move money around without everyone seeing it. How do you attract whales to PulseChain? If they trust that it's a good network and it's got great privacy features, It doesn't seem like you're going to not attract them. It seems like you may attract them, that kind of stuff. So pretty cool. Richard used to talk about atomic swaps a lot. And I don't know, I feel like one day you just stopped talking about them. So I'm not sure how much we're going to get around that kind of stuff. But if there are kind of like trustless trading, cross-chain type things like that, there may be some, I think I need to look at some implementations out there of some of this stuff and see who else is doing what other DeFi stuff is using atomic swaps. Have they got the tech really good? If they do, actually, let's go to, where's my GPT window? I don't have it in here. Where is it? Let's do, give me DeFi platforms that use atomic swaps in table and compare that with bridges, especially EVM based. Sometimes you gotta know how to talk to AI, ask you questions. Okay, so ThorChain uses atomic swaps, okay. There are cross-chain, okay. Multi-chain snaps, hot protocol. Okay, so instant finality on optimistic ZK rollups, okay, interesting. So this is, yeah, so atomic swap versus bridges. Pretty interesting. Gas plus bridge fees for bridges, network fees only. So ThorChain atomic DEX. It's first native Bitcoin. No wrap Bitcoin, okay. Ideal for interoperability across non-EVM chains. See, I want an EVM though. How could atomic swap platform be implemented on PulseChain? Could anything be forked for PulseChain? Let's see. I don't think we're getting much PulseX today. PulseX might have to be part 2 of this. Going down this bridge atomic swaps and wallet rabbit hole. So it uses hash time lock contracts, HTLCs, okay. You guys like nerding out with me? I like nerding out. We're here for the entertainment and the knowledge. What could be forked for PulseChain? Okay. ThorChain, difficult, not EVM based. Okay, yeah, anything not EVM based, it's probably difficult or not feasible. Ethereum, HTLC dApps, any Solidity based atomic swap contract could be able. See, why aren't people? Give me some popular ones. I feel like people aren't talking about atomic swaps anymore. If they're practical and deployed, why aren't people using them? Or why not hearing about them? Why don't we already have them for PulseChain? You must handle re-entry collision takes time between chains. Trade-offs versus bridges, so peer-to-peer, yeah. So slower, you like complexity high. We have native EVM-based stuff. They don't need to support Bitcoin, but can, but okay. Tell me popular ones that could be forked. Popular ones on Ethereum that could be forked for PulseChain, and why aren't they as popular as bridges? Also, yeah, let's do that for now. This is how we research and figure stuff out. So there's wow. How do you say this word? Liquality? I've heard of liquidity and liquidity. This is liquality protocol. Browser wallet was HTTP based with atomic swaps between Bitcoin and ETH risk. That's actually interesting. So even if we go over here, check it out. So on the list of ideas, Uniswap, but across chains. Like, what is that? Is it not? Does he mention atomic swaps in here? More bridges to start than BTC. More bridges to start than BTC. Did this see ETH, or were you just referring to ETH there, I guess? Oh yeah, because the bridges up here, ETH, large areas, 20s. Uniswap, but across chains. Okay. Swaps by Komodo, ETHSign, Rubicon, okay. Poor UX, require multi-step, generate secret lock funds, wait for connection. Okay, bridges, abstract option. Okay, so bridges are just like UX superior. Okay. Wallet integrations for swaps. MetaMask others don't natively. What? MetaMask doesn't support atomic swaps, so that you got to use a different wallet. Okay, well, whoa. Okay, so for wallet, will PulseChain wallet support atomic swaps, and will atomic swaps be deployed on PulseChain? There's that idea. Because Richie talked a lot about atomic swaps, and then it just all went to bridges. So I don't know if are bridges just superior tech? Bridges just superior tech, and it's just like, all right, let's just not do atomic swaps anymore. Or is it just something later, just waiting for? I don't know. Liquidity fragmentation of centralized pools, peer-to-peer. I mean, man, peer-to-peer. Every time I hear peer-to-peer, it makes me think Richard would be interested in that kind of stuff. But again, are they just bridges, just superior tech overall? And we just moved to a world of bridges. Best suited for native coin. Okay, so that's another limitation. So atomic swap best suited for native coin and native coin. Value add over regular DEX is like, okay, so if we did have atomic swaps, it sounds like it'd probably be like Bitcoin, going from Bitcoin to PulseChain or Ethereum to PulseChain, and all like layer one type stuff instead of coins on those networks. Yeah, wrap coins seamless, complexity and cross-chain logic. Bridges often use validators to commodity activity push secrets into why they could work on PulseChain. PulseChain is a low-fee, high-throughput chain, reducing UX pain at multiple transactions. Forking these are straightforward. Okay. Could be interesting decentralized difficulty is high. It knows what it's talking about there. Bridges on PulseChain are mostly centralized or semi-trusted, so a trustless swap option could differentiate. Okay. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like it. UFO says, reentry attacks on contracts, big risk mitigation for atomic swap implementations. Big risk mitigation issue for, you saying they're reentry attacks on contracts or big risk is? Not sure I understand. So there's a reentry attacks on contracts or big risk mitigation issue. So there could be some risk there with atomic swaps, sounds like. Yeah, okay. Pretty cool. So anyways, that's a piece. And then, yeah, so privacy could be different swapping features, bridge built into, like that's a cool thing. Like why not build the bridge? Like I've talked about this before, building the bridge into PulseX even. I think I talked about that. Yeah, building the bridge into PulseX, integrating the bridge into PulseX easily. Just go to PulseX, and then you can use the bridge from there and bridge your coins over, and then you can trade them instantly. Do a bridge and trade, maybe in the same transaction. Ethereum's doing a lot of EIPs that do multiple, seem to be simplifying things in multiple steps. So could be some stuff there. Why not integrate mixing and bridging and all kinds of different swaps in the Pulse? Make PulseX the one-stop shop. Could be pretty cool. Could drive a lot of people using PulseX. And then what else for the wallet? Wallet swapping, bridge. And the different bridges is one. I said before, if you go to DeFi, click bridge. Why not we just support Ethereum right now, but why couldn't this be a drop-down box and be, Gnosis, BSC, whatever, Solana? If there are bridges from those chains to here, eventually, like why not bridge.PulseChain.com or bridge.PulseChainapp.com, which is the GoWorld DeFi link, support that and allow you to just drop down and do all this instead of going to different sites. So like that kind of vertical integration is the stuff that it seems like could be some really cool ideas there. So, but I know, why wouldn't privacy stuff come out? Why wouldn't it be a big deal? Why wouldn't he keeps talking about it? So I think it's pretty cool. The wallet, the bridges, again, I'll say PulseX for the next one. And I also got PulseChain. Sounds like I got 3 parts to this one. So Zach says, AI solves every onboarding issue. People do realize that sexes have APIs that can sit in the external wall for newbies. AI solves every onboarding issue. I'm not sure if these two are related, but the APIs that sit in the external wallet. Yeah, but that's a good point though, of having being able to send tokens using APIs from whatever platform you're using, centralized exchange or not. It's pretty good. That could automate a lot of stuff, and AI could be a part of that too. So pretty cool. Just want to give people a preview real quick. RHMax bust. Got another debate. I mentioned at the beginning, we had a FlexNet debate last week, and I think last week time flies when you're streaming so much. And now we got the next debate on Interpol, pump or not pump debate. I think debates are great for clarifying positions, or just, I kind of like have even on FlexNet, I kind of had a neutral position on it, but I took the side that was a bad idea, and that's what the points I put forward for it, and we had a great discussion. And this one, Crypto 7's position is that red notice must be resolved if we want the core coins to get stack price or above, I guess. And I'll be taking the side that we can pump regardless of the interpols. So pretty cool. Come by Thursday. I got streams for it. I'll probably do a part 2 tomorrow on this piece as well. And then Wednesday got community stream coming up. And then Thursday got this debate. So it should be pretty fun. That's how we figure stuff out, let people decide, understand all the different sides and all that. Like I said, I'm pretty in the middle. I mean, I guess I would agree. I guess my position would be that it can, but I don't know. I could be objective. I feel like I could take both sides or either side of a lot of different debates and do well, kind of explaining the different strong points for them. So I'm excited to do this one. It should be pretty fun. And then Friday should have a stream as well. So every day this week. Next week, taking a break though. So this week, if you want to see streaming, come on by. We'll be streaming much next week. But this week, it's looking like every day again. It's looking like last week I did 6 streams, streamed every day, and I streamed twice on one day, I think. And then this week it looks pretty similar, shaping up that way. A lot of cool stuff to talk about. Like I said, I'm gonna have to do like 3-part series to this one because there's so many different pieces to talk about with new big stuff, big plans that we get to guess and speculate on until we get breadcrumbs or they're released as it appears a new thing happened. Should I go live now? Anyways, fun stuff coming up for that. But let me know. Let me know as far as new features and stuff go. Again, I'll be talking about PulseX and stuff and PulseChain in general and some new interesting pieces around that. But what's next? A lot of fun stuff could be. I don't think this guy's done building, so should be pretty fun. Pretty fun. So that is all I got for you today. Side 5555. We are out.